Most people will never talk about this, but physical beauty is just as much of a currency as money itself. And although your intangible traits as a man are far more important than your looks, nobody can deny that your physical looks are very important when it comes to what other people think of you. Now imagine for just a second that you are a very attractive person physically, but in your head you think that you're not very good looking. This was a problem that I had for many years when I was growing up, and it caused me to miss out on so many opportunities and experiences that I deserve to have, and I can almost guarantee the same thing is happening to many of you. I used to think in my head that I was not very attractive, and I would end up behaving in a way that fulfilled this belief. But even more importantly, since I believed that I wasn't very good looking, my brain would actively search for any and all evidence to confirm this belief, and it would warp and distort my own reality in various ways to confirm what I later found out was not actually true at all. One of the biggest things that holds men back from hitting the pinnacle of what they could truly become in life is simply believing that they are not attractive when in reality they are. Imagine somebody crosses paths with you and they seem incredibly nervous around you and almost like they're trying to avoid you. Someone who believes that they aren't attractive will unknowingly bend reality in a way that confirms their belief that they aren't attractive. The other people are nervous around you not because you're bad looking, but because you are actually really good looking and you make them nervous. This happens to people all the time, and it makes them feel worse and worse about themselves because they believe the exact opposite of what is actually true and what is actually happening in reality. And the way that I finally fixed this problem for myself was knowing the signs that other people give off when they're around a person that they find attractive. And by knowing and watching for them, I was able to see that I truly was an attractive person. And simply knowing this changed everything because I was finally able to gather real, hard evidence from the real world that confirmed that I was an attractive person, which was contrary to what I believed at the time. And exactly like it can do for you, this unleashed a massive amount of confidence from within myself that I never even knew that I had. Now, the first sign that you are a far more attractive person than you think is people staring at you. And this tends to happen most in areas where there are a lot of people around. Now, this is one of those things where the beliefs that you hold can completely warp and distort your reality to turn it into something good or to turn it into something not so good. Because when people stare at you, it usually means that they are attracted to you in some way. It's like when that girl walks by and you look, but then you have to turn back and take a second look. Beauty is something that the human eye is drawn to, and it's no different than when you see a really cool car drive by. Guys who don't have the highest level of confidence or who don't think that they are very attractive will unknowingly bend reality and convince themselves that people are staring at them because they are weird looking rather than because they are good looking. But the truth is that 9 times out of 10, if you walk through a crowded area and you see a lot of people giving you more than just a quick glance, there's a good chance that you are way more attractive than you think. Now, the moment an attractive person walks into a room, it's hard not to stare at them for a moment. So the next time you walk into a crowded area, instead of being self-conscious and avoiding eye contact with everyone, don't be afraid to look around and look people in the eyes and see if a lot of people are turning to look at you, because doing this can significantly boost your confidence. Now, next up is the second sign that you are a far more attractive person than you think, and it involves other people getting nervous around you. As mentioned earlier, nervousness typically occurs when we perceive another person or thing as a threat. And it's not super uncommon for people to get nervous around other people who they view as really attractive or as far more attractive than they are. This is actually one of the dead giveaways that girls use to decide if they're interested in a guy or not. Because nervousness makes it really easy to see if a man views a girl as having a higher value than himself. And typically girls look for men who view themselves as having higher value than the girl. Now, earlier I mentioned that one of the mistakes that we make is assuming that when other people act weird around us, it's because something is wrong with us, while completely ignoring the fact that it's actually most likely that they are acting nervous around us because there is something right with us rather than something being wrong with us. Now, next up is the third sign that other people find you attractive, and it's when other people are mean to you for no known reason, or at least you think there is no reason. But there is always a reason for everything, and typically people who are overly rude to you are usually the ones who feel the most threatened by you. And if they feel threatened by you, there's a good chance that it is because they find you really good looking. Ask anybody who is incredibly attractive and they will tell you that they have a lot of friends, but that they also have a lot of enemies, because jealous people are always trying to take them down. Now, next up, we have the fourth subtle sign that other people find you attractive, and it's when other people are overly nice to you. Ask any attractive female how many guys are overly nice to them on a daily basis, and I guarantee you she will say a lot. Works of great physical beauty, or what you might call a masterpiece, tend to draw one of two reactions out of most people. And on one hand, you have the people who love it, and on the other hand, you have the people who absolutely hate it. And in most situations, there's really not a lot of in between. So if you're really, really good looking, new people that you meet tend to either love you or hate you. And the same can be said about those who have a strong personality. Now, when you pull up somewhere in an insanely over-the-top vehicle, something that is so over the top that it's absolutely ridiculous, pretty much every reaction from the people around you will fall into either the, oh my god, I hate you and I'm so jealous category, or the, wow, that car is so awesome and I absolutely love you category. So if whenever you meet people, you notice that most of them are falling into one of these two extremes, there's a good chance that you are secretly far more attractive than you think. So why is this important? For a few years when I was growing up, I truly believed that I was really an unattractive person. And while I held this belief, I missed out on opportunities, girls that liked me, and so many other experiences that I deserved to have in life. And if you're someone who thinks that you're not very attractive, even though you are, the same can happen to you. And the moment that you start looking for evidence from other people that you are attractive, rather than allowing that little voice in your head to do the opposite, the sooner you will realize how good looking you really are. And that, my friends, will change your life, just like it did mine. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.